This is the story of Netflix versus Blockbuster. Blockbuster Video was once the king of movie rentals. Their bright blue and yellow stores were everywhere. They dominated the home entertainment market for years, but change was coming. Then, a new company appeared, Netflix. They had a website and red envelopes. Their idea would change how we all watch movies and TV shows. Forever. This essay tells the story of that epic battle. It's a clash between old habits and new technology. We will look at how Netflix rose to the top, and why Blockbuster fell so hard. There are many lessons here, for any business. Blockbuster Video was founded in 1985. The first store opened in Dallas, Texas. It grew incredibly fast from that single store. Soon Blockbuster became a massive chain. Those iconic blue and yellow signs popped up everywhere. Blockbuster's business model was straightforward. Customers rented movies, usually on VHS tapes and later on DVDs. Late fees made up a significant portion of Blockbuster's profits. At its peak, Blockbuster operated more than 9,000 stores worldwide. However, Blockbuster had a critical weakness. The company was very slow to adapt to new technology. This reluctance to change became a massive problem for them. Netflix came onto the scene in August 1997, a time when the internet was still in its infancy and the world was just beginning to understand its potential. It was founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, two visionaries who saw an opportunity to revolutionize the way people consumed media. They wanted to use the power of the internet to deliver movies directly to people's homes, bypassing the traditional video rental stores. The story goes that Reed Hastings got the inspiration for Netflix after a frustrating experience with Blockbuster, where he was charged a hefty late fee. He returned a movie late and owed $40 in late fees, a common issue for many Blockbuster customers at the time. Netflix started as a DVD by mail service, a novel concept that allowed customers to rent movies without ever leaving their homes. Customers would go online to the Netflix website, which was simple and easy to navigate even in the early days of the internet. They would choose the movies they wanted to watch from a vast library of titles, far more extensive than what any local video store could offer. Then, Netflix would mail the DVDs to their homes, eliminating the need for customers to drive to a store and pick up their rentals. Crucially, you could keep them for as long as you wanted, without the pressure of returning them by a certain date. There were no late fees, a revolutionary idea that set Netflix apart from traditional video rental stores. This new model offered incredible convenience and quickly gained popularity among movie enthusiasts who valued the ease and flexibility it provided. Blockbuster, the giant of the video rental industry, suddenly had a serious competitor that was changing the game and redefining how people accessed entertainment. In the year 2000, Netflix was still a young and relatively unknown company, trying to carve out its niche in the burgeoning world of online DVD rentals. At the time, the company was struggling to gain traction and was looking for ways to expand its reach and solidify its business model. Reed Hastings, the co-founder and CEO of Netflix, along with his dedicated team, decided to approach Blockbuster, the giant in the video rental industry. They believed that a partnership with Blockbuster could be mutually beneficial and could help Netflix scale its operations significantly. With a well-thought-out proposal in hand, they suggested that Blockbuster buy Netflix for $50 million. The idea was that Netflix would then take over and manage Blockbuster's online operations, leveraging their expertise in the digital space. This proposal was not just about a simple acquisition, it was a vision for the future. Netflix saw the potential of the internet and the shift towards digital consumption, something that Blockbuster was yet to fully grasp. John Antioco, the CEO of Blockbuster at the time, and his executive team, listened to the pitch. They were presented with a detailed plan that highlighted the synergies between the two companies and the potential for growth in the online rental market. However, despite the compelling arguments, they were not convinced. The executives at Blockbuster viewed Netflix as a very small niche business that did not align with their traditional brick-and-mortar model. They saw Netflix's DVD by mail service as a novelty rather than a sustainable business model. The idea of shifting focus to online operations seemed risky and unnecessary to them. Blockbuster's leadership failed to see the long-term potential of the DVD by mail model and the eventual shift towards streaming. They were deeply entrenched in their existing business practices and were not ready to embrace the digital revolution. Some accounts suggest that the Blockbuster executives practically laughed Reed Hastings and his team out of the room, dismissing the proposal as unrealistic and unworthy of serious consideration.
Did you go to Blockbuster or did they come to you?
No, we tried going to Blockbuster. For months, we tried reaching out to them. But this was this ultimate, I mean, we were doing $5 million a year. They were doing $6 billion a year.
Okay, so you were...
We had 150 employees. They had 60,000. We were like a gnat, to them, to an elephant. They had, their tail flipped around. What's this thing buzzing? No interest in us whatsoever. It took months, and finally we got the call. And as luck would have it, we got the call. We were at a corporate retreat at a place called the Alisal Ranch. There's a city called Santa Barbara on the coast of California, pretty rural. Alisal Ranch is way back in the mountains. It's a dude ranch, horses. So we're on retreat. And you also know that in Silicon Valley that we're pretty casual. And when you're on retreat, you have to work at it to be even more casual. So all I had with me was shorts, T-shirts, thong sandals, that's all I had with me. And that's when Blockbuster calls, goes, we'd like to see you tomorrow in Dallas. And I remember turning to Reed and going, there's no way. We can't fly nonstop out of Santa Barbara. The time zones are different. We can't possibly get to Dallas by tomorrow. And so we did the prudent thing you do when you're $50 million in the hole, and we chartered a corporate jet. A rounding error, I think they call that. We fly to Dallas, go up to in the 27th, 28th floor of this massive glass and steel skyscraper into this huge cavernous conference room. There's a big hardwood table made of, I'm sure, out of some endangered Amazonian hardwood or something. It was horrendous, the whole thing. And I'm there in shorts and a T-shirt.
And your thong sandals.
And the sandals. And Reed, I was jealous. He had a Hawaiian shirt. He had buttons. Anyway, in come the Blockbuster guys, and we make our pitch. We go, we'll combine forces. You'll run the stores. We'll run the online business. We'll build a blended model, which our research has shown is a game changer. And everything will work out. And it was going good. They were asking good questions. They were leaning in there, and we're going, okay, this is rolling. And then they asked the big question, how much? And of course, we'd rehearsed on the plane. And we figured we're $50 million in the hole, so $50 million. And there's this silence in the room. And I'm looking at Blockbuster execs trying to piece together what the reaction is. And it finally dawns on me, they're trying to suppress laughter. They're trying to keep a straight face at the hubris that this little company, $50 million in debt, at the trough of the meltdown, could possibly be worth $50 million.
This decision by Blockbuster has since become legendary in business circles, often cited as one of the biggest missed opportunities in corporate history. It serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of recognizing and adapting to technological advancements. Blockbuster had the chance to acquire its future nemesis, a company that would go on to revolutionize the way people consume media. Instead, they chose to stick to their traditional business model. By rejecting the offer, Blockbuster underestimated Netflix's potential and the changing landscape of the entertainment industry. They failed to see the writing on the wall. This single moment, this decision to dismiss Netflix, ultimately sealed Blockbuster's fate. As Netflix grew and adapted to the digital age, Blockbuster struggled to keep up and eventually faded into obscurity. Meanwhile, Netflix's incredible rise to success is a testament to the power of innovation and the importance of embracing change. Today, Netflix is a global leader in streaming, while Blockbuster is remembered as a relic of the past. Netflix didn't let Blockbuster's rejection stop them. They simply went back to work, determined to succeed. In September 1999, Netflix introduced its monthly subscription model. For a flat monthly fee, users could rent unlimited DVDs. Then came another brilliant move, Cinematch. This was Netflix's proprietary recommendation algorithm. It launched in the early 2000s. The system started learning viewers' preferences. Based on what movies they rated, it suggested other titles. In January 2007, Netflix launched its Watch Now streaming service. This allowed subscribers to stream movies and TV shows directly to their devices. This was the true beginning of the streaming era. Netflix embraced streaming wholeheartedly, and this gamble paid off spectacularly. Today, Netflix is a global leader in streaming, while Blockbuster is remembered as a relic of the past. Blockbuster eventually started to notice the growing threat. Netflix was no longer a tiny niche player, so Blockbuster tried to compete. They launched their own DVD by mail service called Blockbuster Online in 2004. It was a reactive move, not a proactive one. And they were already far behind in the online game. Blockbuster even made an attempt to eliminate late fees. In 2005 they announced no more late fees, but the program was confusingly structured, and it proved to be very costly for the company. By September 2010, Blockbuster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The once mighty king of video rentals was defeated. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. Back in 2004, Blockbuster was still the dominant force. Its annual revenue was around $6 billion. Netflix, in comparison, was much smaller. Its revenue was approximately $500 million. By 2007, Netflix launched its streaming service. Netflix's subscriber numbers began to accelerate rapidly. Meanwhile, Blockbuster's revenue started to visibly decline. Fast forward to 2010, Blockbuster officially declared bankruptcy. In stark contrast, Netflix's revenue had climbed. It reached $2.16 billion that year. Today, in 2025, Netflix is a global entertainment powerhouse. Blockbuster, on the other hand, is now just a memory.
What you don't.
So 1997, let me take you back. Apollo 13, your VHS goes missing, $40 rental cancellation or late fee or whatever the case may be. You didn't want to tell your wife about that. And that's how the Netflix idea came about. Did you ever imagine that you'd be sitting in Mumbai today, you'd be talking about having 55 million international customers?
Not in my wildest dreams. When we started, it was all DVD by post, and for the first 5 years, it wasn't clear that we were going to survive. We were competing with Blockbuster, trying to rent DVDs.
It took you 4 years to make money?
It took us at least 4 years, yeah, till 2003. So those were very challenging years, fun in their way, but challenging. And then we started in streaming in 2007, in international in 2010. And now we're really focused on the expanding original content, like this great new series, Sacred Games, that we're producing here in India.
So why did Netflix win this epic battle so decisively? First and foremost, Netflix always focused on the customer. They built their service around what people wanted. No more hated late fees, easy access to a huge library of movies and shows, personalized recommendations that felt tailor-made. Strategic foresight was another crucial factor. Reed Hastings and his team saw the immense power of the internet. Continuous innovation was embedded in Netflix's DNA. They constantly evolved their business model. Data-driven decision-making gave Netflix a significant edge. This intelligent use of data made them smarter and more successful. The story of Blockbuster versus Netflix is more than just history. It's a compelling narrative that serves as a cautionary tale for businesses across all industries. It's a powerful and timeless lesson for all businesses. The rise and fall of Blockbuster, juxtaposed with the meteoric ascent of Netflix, underscores the importance of innovation and adaptability. It vividly demonstrates how quickly market disruption can happen. In a world where technology evolves at breakneck speed, companies must stay ahead of the curve or risk obsolescence, even to the largest, most established companies. Blockbuster was once a giant in the video rental industry, a household name with thousands of stores worldwide. No company, no matter how dominant it seems, is too big to fail. The downfall of Blockbuster is a stark reminder that complacency can be fatal, not if it fails to adapt. Blockbuster's reluctance to embrace the digital revolution and its failure to foresee the shift towards online streaming sealed its fate. Adapting to technological change is absolutely vital for survival. Companies must be willing to pivot and innovate to meet the changing demands of the market. Netflix, in contrast, embraced new technologies. They saw the potential of streaming early on and invested heavily in building a robust digital platform. They built their entire company around them. By leveraging technology, Netflix transformed the way people consume entertainment, making it more accessible and convenient. The customer experience should always be king. Netflix's user-friendly interface and personalized recommendations won over millions of subscribers. Netflix won hearts and minds by building a service people loved. Their focus on customer satisfaction and continuous improvement set them apart from the competition. Finally, invest in the future, not just in protecting the present. Companies must be forward-thinking and willing to take risks to stay relevant. Netflix bravely invested in new, risky ideas. Their venture into original content production was a game-changer, setting a new standard in the industry. The entertainment world was changed forever. The success of Netflix is a testament to the power of innovation, adaptability, and a relentless focus on the future.